Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, very nice to meet you again in another video. This video is a revision video. In this video we're going to revise the most important points in module 6 in order to get ready for the final exam inshallah. So let's start. Module 6. This module was entitled World Issues. In this module we studied and learned about global issues, global problems that our world faces nowadays, like racial discrimination, overpopulation, poverty, disease, deforestation, and some other problems. And concerning grammar we dealt with future forms and conditionals. Now we're going to have a quick view on grammar structures that we dealt with. Let's start with the future forms. We have many ways to express things that we expect or we think that are going to happen in the future. Let's deal with the first one, and here we use the future simple. The form of the future simple sentence is the subject, then will, won't, will or won't, according to the type of the sentence, and then the main verb is used in the infinitive or the base form. We use this form, the future simple, for many things. To show on-spot decisions, that means things that we didn't arrange or haven't arranged before we make a decision. It's an immediate decision according to the situation. Prediction, based on what we think or what we imagine. Personal opinion, there is no evidence or no reason to think in this way. We use the future simple to show offers, requests, promises, hopes, warning, and threats, and also for future facts, things that we're sure that they are going to happen in the future and we cannot change them. Let's check the examples. I'm hungry, so this is the state, this is the situation, so I will have a sandwich. This is what we call on-spot decision. I think our team will win the game. That's what I think, but I don't have anything to make me sure about that. Will you help me please with my homework? This is a request, a polite way to ask for something. I promise I'll buy you a new mobile. So this is a promise. Watch out, you'll fall into the hole. This is a warning. Do you do your homework or you'll be punished? This is a kind of threat. It may be said by your mom, your teacher. I'll be 15 years old next year. This is a future fact. No one can change this if we reach the next year. The second way is to use be going to, and we use this form to show future plans and intentions. Think of the difference between what we've just talked about when we checked when to use the future simple, and now we talk about plans, things we have planned to do but we haven't started doing anything yet. Or future predictions based on a visible evidence. Visible evidence, things that we can see or we can feel, real things that cause us to think in a specific way. It's going to rain. Are you sure? Yeah. Why? The sky is full of dark clouds. This is a prediction. But here, the sentence written in blue shows the evidence. That's why I think it's going to rain. I'm going to visit my grandparents, so this is a plan or an intention, but I haven't arranged anything yet. That's only my plan. Another way, the present continuous with a future denotation. When we use the future, the present continuous to show something that is happening in the future, and we use this form to express fixed arrangements in the near future. Look here, We're getting married on 25th of June. This is an arrangement. They have arranged the day. They have chosen the place where they will have their wedding party, and everything is arranged. Only doing the action in the future. Alex is flying to France tomorrow. So that means he bought the tickets in a previous time. For example, today. Note the difference between plans, intentions. That means I haven't arranged anything, but I intend, I want to do something. But here I planned and arranged. So this is what we call fixed arrangements in the near future. Another way, future continuous. The form of this tense is the subject will be plus the verb ing. The main verb comes with an ing form. We use this form to show an action that will be in progress, will be happening at a stated time in the future. That means the action will have started before the time we talk about, and will continue until a time after the time we talk about. This time tomorrow. Let's imagine that it's 5 o'clock right now. So I'm talking about specifically at 5 o'clock tomorrow I'll be attending a concert for Shakira. That means the concert will start before 5 and continue to a certain time after 5. That's it. But specifically at that time, at that stated time, as I said, for example, at 5 o'clock I'll be attending this concert. Another way, the future perfect. We form the sentence this way: subject, the doer of the verb, and will have, and the main verb in the PP form. And we use this form to show an action that will be finished by or before or at a stated time in the future. So the action will be finished. We talk about a time after the action is done, or an action that will be finished before another action in the future. So we are going to do many things. We'll talk about the one that will be finished, and then we are going to start another action. For example, I will have finished all the homework by 5 p.m. When it's 5, my homework will be finished. By the time you wake up, this is the time. This is the second action. I will have left for work. So this is the first action. Both of them will happen in the future, but one of them will be finished and then the other happens or starts. Now it's time for practice for the first part of our video. Are you ready? I think you are. Choose the correct answer. Number 1. I'm hot. I space turn on the fan. This is a quick decision, so I will. It's cloudy. It's space rain. It's cloudy, so there is a reason. There is an evidence, so it's going to. They space to France tonight. They have arranged it. They have bought the tickets. So let's use the present continuous. They are traveling. I think Jane space a doctor in the future. Am I sure about that? No, of course. So I'm gonna use will. This is a prediction without an evidence, because maybe Jane doesn't like being a doctor, so she is gonna join the faculty of engineering, for example. Where are they going to? Very easy. An infinitive form. Going to have. I hope. To show hopes, we use the future. Yep, simple. I will. Somebody is knocking on the door. Another time. This is a quick decision. I didn't arrange that someone will knock the door, so I will open. The second topic in this unit was the conditionals. Let's see what conditionals are. Conditionals are sentences that shows hypothetical situations and their expected results. So the situation is not real. We think in a different way. What would happen if something happened? There are 4 types of conditionals: the zero conditional, the first, the second, and the third conditional. We'll start with type 1. 2 sentences connected or linked together by if. So the if clause that shows the condition, what must happen, comes in the present simple. Then the second sentence that shows the expected result, subject plus one of them, will, can, may, and the main verb in the infinitive form. And we use type 1 to show possible situations and possible results in the future. For example, if you study hard, this is the condition. This is what you have to do. What do we expect to happen? You'll pass, you can pass, you may pass the exam, according to how certain I'm about that. But still, the result is possible in the future. The second example, and that shows the negative form. Unless you study hard, you won't, you can't, you may not pass the exam. Unless means if not, and when you use unless, the following sentence is always in the affirmative or the positive form. Do not use unless with not. Don't forget that. Type 2. If, and then the clause or the sentence that shows the result in the past simple. By the way, I'd like to warn you, all the tenses that we talk about in the conditionals are hypothetical. They are not real. So don't think that as long as we use the past simple, that means we're going to talk about something that happened in the past. No, this is a hypothetical tense. So if plus past simple, and then the second sentence that shows the result, subject, maybe would, could, or might, plus the infinitive form. Focus here. We use this form to show unreal situations or unreal results in the present. So the situation we talk about is in the present, and we think what may have been different if something different happened. Or to give advice, if you studied hard, you would pass the exam. That means the real situation now is that he has failed the exam because he didn't study hard. So he could do it, but he didn't. So the result is different from what we say. There is a different result here. So another way, another example. Unless you studied hard, you wouldn't pass the exam. That means he already passed the exam. The second usage to give advice: I have put on some weight recently. What should I do? Someone asks me, and I answer, if I were you, I would follow a healthy diet. Type 3. The form is if, past perfect, subject, would, could, or might, plus have, and the main verb is in the PP form. Don't confuse this form with the second conditional because they are a little bit similar and confusing. We use this form to express unreal situations or results in the past. What happened in the past was different from it may have been the opposite of what we talk about. For example, if I had driven carefully, I wouldn't have crashed into the tree. So what happened? He crashed into the tree because he didn't drive carefully. And the negative form here, unless I had driven carefully, I would have crashed on the tree, into the tree. So that didn't happen. This is the opposite of what really happened. Unreal situations means that the opposite is what really happened. Now let's talk about wishes. To wish means that you hope that a situation or something is in the present, was for the past, or will be different from what it really is or was. So, present wishes, we use one of these two expressions, I wish or if only, plus a sentence in the past simple. A past simple to show present wishes, because these are hypothetical situations. Oh, I lost the race in the last moment. I wish that I won the race. What really happened? What is the real situation now? In the present, I didn't win the race. Past wishes, to hope or wish that something that happened in the past was different. I missed the chance to meet my old friends at the party yesterday. The party was yesterday. I wish I had gone to the party. Not at this part. And future wishes, when you wish that something that will happen in the future happens in a different way. If only or I wish, plus subject would, plus the infinitive form of the main verb. Now let's practice. I know you are ready. As you see the sentences, the first one we are asked to use if. That means we're going to form a conditional sentence. Before we decide which type, let's see the real situation represented by these two sentences. Mr. Brad is rich, he can buy a big house. So this is a present situation or a result that can happen in the future. So the present situation here will be dealt with the second situation, the second conditional. So I suppose, I imagine, if Mr. Brad wasn't rich, he couldn't buy a big house. He wouldn't be able to do that. Another way, Clara is tall. This is the situation now. She is tall. She plays basketball. The same way, the second conditional. If Clara wasn't tall, she wouldn't play basketball. Number 3. Let's form a question. Using what? When you form a question, always ask about the result. Do not ask about the condition. In this way, what will happen if you eat a lot? Do not shout in the class or the teacher will punish you. Use if. And here if will come in the middle of the statement. So the situation will happen in the future. Let's use type 1. The teacher will punish you if you shout in the class. Here, because I have used if in the middle of the two sentences, so this is the condition after if. I didn't go to school because I was sick. Use if, and this is a past situation, so we're gonna use the third conditional in this way. If I hadn't been sick, I would have gone to school. I don't have time to go to the club. Showing present. So which type of conditionals should we use? Yep, the second conditional. I would go to the club if I had time. The condition here, I don't have time, is transferred or transformed here into the opposite form of a sentence. This sentence was a negative sentence, so I suppose, I imagine the opposite. That means I have to change the sentence form into the positive form. Again, I didn't go to the party because Alan didn't invite me. Use if, and this is the situation was in the past, so I'm gonna use the third conditional. And because I'm imagining the opposite, let's change the sentence form from being negative into positive. This way, if Alan had invited me, I would have gone to the party. And we use the same way. As you see here, here are the answers. We have already answered these questions. See you next time. Inshallah, good luck and goodbye.